Picture this. You're dragging through a soul-sucking afternoon, the kind where every second feels like a personal insult. All you want is a bubble tea to pull you out of the slump. You walk into your favorite shop, headphones in, sunglasses on, minding your own business. But then, a group of loud, entitled college girls decides you're an easy target. They try to pull a fast one on you, thinking you won't notice. Oh, but you do. And what you do next? It leaves their smug faces frozen in shock. Stick around for one of the pettiest, most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear all day. If you've ever been disrespected, underestimated, or just plain annoyed by someone who thought they could walk all over you, this story's for you. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into a Reddit tale that'll have you grinning from start to finish. Trust me, you're not gonna want to miss this. It was a Wednesday afternoon, and I was drowning in work. I'm a junior analyst at a marketing firm in a tourist-packed city, where every day feels like a race against deadlines and demanding clients. My desk was a war zone of coffee cups, sticky notes, and a spreadsheet that looked like it was mocking me. My eyes burned from staring at numbers all morning, and my brain was screaming for a break. That's when the craving hit. Bubble tea. Sweet, icy, chewy perfection. It was the only thing that could save me from this nightmare of a day. The bubble tea shop was a 5-minute walk from my office, a little oasis tucked between souvenir stores and overpriced cafes. I loved that place. The pastel pink walls, the faint hum of blenders, the satisfying slurp of tapioca pearls through a wide straw, it was my escape. I grabbed my sunglasses, popped in my earbuds, and headed out. The summer heat hit me like a wall, the air thick with the smell of hot pavement and street food. My playlist blared indie pop, drowning out the chatter of tourists and the occasional honk of a taxi. I wasn't looking for trouble. I just wanted my drink and a moment to breathe. When I pushed open the shop's glass door, a wave of cool air washed over me. The place was buzzing, as usual. Tourists snapping photos of their drinks, locals tapping away on laptops, and a faint clink of ice in plastic cups. But my relief didn't last long. In front of me in line was a group of 5 college girls, and they were loud. Obnoxiously loud. Their voices cut through the shop like a chainsaw, talking over each other about some party they went to, their outfits, their social media clout. They were the kind of group that demanded attention, like the world was their personal stage. They looked like they'd just walked out of a fashion influencer's Pinterest board. Matching crop tops, chunky sneakers, oversized scrunchies in pastel colors. One of them, clearly the leader, was waving her phone around, her high-pitched giggle piercing the air. "Oh my god, my last post got, like, 500 likes already," she squealed. Another one chimed in, "Chloe, you're basically famous." I rolled my eyes behind my sunglasses. Famous for what? Screaming about mango slushies? I tried to tune them out. My earbuds were in, my music was on, and I just wanted to get my drink and go. The line was moving slower than usual, and my patience was wearing thin. My afternoon slump was turning into full-blown irritation, and these girls weren't helping. Their laughter was sharp, almost fake, like they were performing for an audience that didn't exist. Every few seconds, one of them would toss her hair or check her phone with a dramatic flourish. I could feel my jaw tightening, but I told myself to chill. Just order your tea, get back to work, and forget about it. Then it happened. The girls reached the counter, and their energy shifted. They placed their orders with the confidence of people who've never been told no. Taro milk tea with extra pearls. Mango slush with lychee jelly. Some overly complicated half-sweet, half-iced drink that took forever to explain. The cashier, a young woman named Lila, punched in their orders with a tired smile. Her name tag gleamed under the fluorescent lights, and I could tell she was just trying to get through her shift. The girls paid, still giggling and nudging each other, and started to move toward the pickup counter. That's when Chloe, the ringleader, leaned over the counter. Her voice dropped to a whisper, but I caught every word. "Hey, put my phone number in for the points for the next one." She flicked her eyes toward me, then back to Lila, a smirk curling her lips. Her friend snickered, clearly in on the plan. My heart gave a sharp thud. My earbuds were in, but the music was low enough that I heard it clear as day. They thought I wasn't paying attention. They thought I was just some oblivious office worker, too zoned out to notice their little scam. They were trying to steal my reward points. Let me explain why this hit me so hard. This shop had a loyalty program. Every purchase earned you points, and when you hit a certain number, you got a $5 discount. I didn't come here often, maybe once every couple of weeks, when work got overwhelming. Those points were hard-earned, a tiny reward for surviving long days and late nights at the office. To me, that $5 wasn't just money. It was a small victory, a little pat on the back for making it through another week of demanding clients and endless spreadsheets. And these girls thought they could just take that from me? Like I was some nobody who wouldn't notice? My fingers twitched at my sides. I could feel the heat creeping up my neck, not just from the summer air but from the sheer nerve of it all. Lila looked uncomfortable, her eyes darting to me and then back to the screen. Her shoulders were tense, her fingers hovering over the keypad. She didn't want to be part of this, but she also didn't want to start a fight. The girls were already at the pickup counter, laughing and taking selfies with their drinks, completely oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. I stepped up to the counter, my jaw tight. My sunglasses hid the fire in my eyes, but I was fuming. Not just because of the points, though that was bad enough. It was what it represented. These girls didn't just see me as a stranger. They saw me as a mark. Someone they could take advantage of without a second thought. Someone who wouldn't notice, wouldn't care, wouldn't push back. I wanted to call them out right there. "Nice try, Chloe, but those points are mine." I could imagine their faces, shock, embarrassment, maybe a little panic. It would have been so easy to make a scene, to let them know I wasn't as clueless as they thought. But something stopped me. Maybe it was Lila's nervous glance, silently begging me not to escalate. Maybe it was the fact that I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of a reaction. Or maybe it was the tiny, mischievous voice in my head whispering, "There's a better way." I glanced at the screen in front of Lila. There it was, Chloe's phone number, already entered into the system. My stomach twisted, but then I saw it. A small, glowing button on the screen. A $5 reward. I didn't know if their last order had triggered it or if Chloe already had one saved up, but there it was, staring at me like a gift from the universe. My heart skipped a beat. This wasn't just about points anymore. This was about justice. This was about taking back what was mine and showing these entitled brats they picked the wrong person to mess with. My irritation melted into something sharper, something focused. Something deliciously petty. I knew exactly what I had to do. I leaned forward, keeping my voice calm but loud enough for the girls to hear if they were listening. "Hey, Lila, go ahead and use that reward for my order." I pointed at the $5 button, my lips curling into a faint smile. Lila's eyes widened for a split second, but then she got it. A tiny nod, almost imperceptible, and her fingers flew across the screen. The reward was applied to my order, a mango bubble tea with extra pearls, because why not treat myself? The total dropped, and I handed over my card, my pulse racing with anticipation. This was it. The moment was coming. I could feel eyes on me now, or maybe it was just my imagination. The air in the shop felt electric, like the calm before a storm. My sunglasses hid my expression, but inside, I was buzzing. This wasn't just about saving $5. This was about flipping their smug little plan on its head. They thought they could take advantage of me? they were about to get schooled. I grabbed my receipt and strolled over to the pickup counter, where the girls were still gathered. Chloe was in the middle, holding court, complaining that her drink wasn't sweet enough. Her friends were nodding along, sipping their teas and scrolling through their phones. I took a deep breath, adjusted my sunglasses, and put on the biggest, brightest smile I could muster. "Hey, Chloe." My voice was smooth, dripping with fake gratitude. "Thanks for letting me use that reward. That was so kind of you to pay it forward." The shop went quiet. Or maybe it just felt that way, because all I could hear was my own heartbeat. Chloe's head snapped up, her straw frozen halfway to her lips. Her friends turned to stare, their eyes wide, their mouths slightly open. For a moment, no one said a word. It was like the world had stopped, and I was savoring every second. "What?" Chloe's voice cracked, her face flushing red. "I didn't, that was my reward." She sounded caught between shock and outrage, her perfect influencer facade crumbling. I tilted my head, my smile never wavering. "Oh, really? I thought you put your number in for me. You know, as a nice gesture." I let the words hang in the air, sweet as the mango tea I was about to enjoy. "Anyway, thanks again. Really generous of you." Her friends exchanged awkward glances, their giggles replaced by silence. One of them whispered something, and Chloe shot her a glare. "That's not what I meant," she snapped, but it was too late. They'd been called out, exposed, and humiliated in front of the entire shop. And the best part? I hadn't raised my voice. I hadn't made a scene. I just turned their own trick against them and walked away with a free drink. Lila handed me my bubble tea, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "Here you go," she said, her voice barely hiding a laugh. I gave her a quick nod, a silent thank you for playing along, and headed for the door. The girls were still standing there, frozen, as I pushed it open and stepped back into the summer heat. As I walked back to my office, bubble tea in hand, I couldn't stop smiling. The sun felt a little brighter, the air a little lighter. My afternoon slump was gone, replaced by a warm glow of satisfaction. Was it petty? Sure. Did I need to do it? Not really. But there's something so delicious about serving justice to someone who thinks they can walk all over you. It's not about the money or the points. It's about reminding people that actions have consequences, and sometimes, those consequences come with extra tapioca pearls. Karma's a funny thing, isn't it? It doesn't always need to be a big, dramatic moment. Sometimes, it's as simple as a $5 reward and a well-timed smile. Sipping my free bubble tea, I felt like I'd won a tiny battle in the war against entitlement. Have you ever had a moment like that? A time when you turned the tables on someone who underestimated you? I bet you've got a story just as satisfying. If this tale gave you that sweet rush of justice, smash that like button and drop a comment below. What's the pettiest revenge you've ever pulled, or seen someone else pull? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another Reddit revenge story. Until next time, keep sipping on that karma, and I'll see you in the next video.